Welcome to BSc Statistics students. This is what problem number 2 in two-phase method. So in this lesson I discuss one of the problem of two-phase method, problem number 2. Right, you see the problem here, maximization, the objective function z is equal to and subject to the constraints, two constraints less than or equal to and greater than or equal to one of the constraints, one constraints, and x1 x2 are greater than or equal to 0. So this is what the problem. Now we start the calculation. So if you start the calculation of this method in the two-phase method, in any of the method, what we have to consider, first of all, you check whether the objective function is maximization or not. So it is maximization, no problem. And you have to check the right hand side constants, all bi's are non-negative, that is greater than or equal to 0 or not. 1 and 6 greater than or equal to 0 we have checked, so therefore no problem. Which are greater than or equal to 0, nothing, it is negative, so therefore you can proceed further. Now in next step, introduction of slack and surplus variables. We have to introduce slack and surplus variables for the constraints, and so that you have to convert the given inequation of the constraint into in terms of equation. So right, first of all, less than or equal to constraint, first constraint. So now you have to convert as equation of the constraints. Therefore 2x1 plus x2 for less than or equal to, therefore you add slack variable plus x3, let it be, it is equivalent to be, for example, 1. Let's leave some space and so that to write the remaining values of the vector of the variables, right? So convert the second constraint, second inequality of the constraint greater than or equal to. So introduce a surplus variable. So therefore it is x1 plus 4x2 plus x4, not plus x4, minus x4, it is equivalent to be 6. So therefore here x3 greater than or equal to 0 slack variable and x4 greater than or equal to 0 surplus variable. So these are the two variables we have introduced so far now. Now because it is 0 minus 1, if we consider the vectors here, this is y1, this is y2, this is y3 and this is y4. You see y4 is 0 minus 1 and y3 is 1 0. 1 0 directly provides initial basic feasible solution, but whereas 0 minus 1 cannot produce initial basic feasible solution, cannot be a vector of the basis matrix 0 1. So therefore it is 0 minus 1. Hence and of course it is greater than or equal to constraint. So hence we have to, therefore we have to introduce an artificial variable. So I am introducing an artificial variable plus x5. This is what the artificial variable I have introduced, where x5 greater than or equal to 0 is an artificial variable. So this is what the next step. Have you understand this? This we have introduced one slack variable x3 and one surplus variable x4, and for which the initial basic feasible solution is not attained, not obtained. So therefore we have introduced one artificial variable, it is called x5. x5 greater than or equal to 0. It is also introduced. So these are the variables we have introduced. Now what we have to do is you have to calculate initial basic feasible solution, for which if you want to write in matrix form, this is what y5. Write in matrix form, that is ax is equal to b. This is matrix form you write, and so that I am observing all the vectors in the matrix form in the this particular in these equations. From these equations I obtain all the values. So right, what is the initial basic feasible solution? I am writing initial basic feasible solution. This is what initial basic feasible solution. This is in the form xb is equal to b inverse b. This is what the initial basic feasible solution formula. xb is 1 0 0 1, which are, I will tell you the vector and the basis, and inverse is same, and small b is nothing but 1 and 6 is a right hand side constant matrix 1 6. So it is 1 and 6. And what are the values of xb which are in the basis? In the basis we have y3 values, y3 is the vector 1 0, so therefore x3 values, and y5 0 1, so therefore it is x5, so therefore xb in the basis we have x3 x5, that is vectors corresponding to y4 and y5. So this is what the basis matrix and corresponding values of the variables in the basis matrix. So this is what the initial basic feasible solution, x3 is equal to 1, x5 is equal to 6. So with this we have to start, we have to go for phase 1. We have to write this particular initial solution in simplex table 1 in phase 1. Phase 1 you have to consider auxiliary linear programming problem, auxiliary LPP, linear programming problem we consider. What is a auxiliary linear programming problem? In which objective function must be the maximization z is equal to, you have to give the cost 0 to all the variables including the original variables except the artificial variables. You have to assign the cost -1 to the artificial variables, and remaining all other variables you have to allocate the cost as 0. So what is the original vector, original objective function? It is 5x2 plus 3x2. So you write 0 into x1 plus 0 into x2 original variables plus 0 into x3 slack variable plus 0 into x4 surplus variable minus 1 into x5, it is the artificial variable. For artificial variable I have assigned -1, remaining all other variables including original variables I am taking the cost as 0. So I am assigning the cost as 0. That is what the auxiliary linear programming problem, for which these are the constraints, and whatever the matrix form you have, this is what the problem you consider, and z star, maximize z star, you consider z star, right? Remaining problem is as it is, and apply the simplex procedure. So therefore I am taking this particular initial solution I am writing in the first column of the simplex table. This is what it is equivalent to be 1 and 6. Of course x3 x5 the values here. I am writing this initial solution in first column of the simplex table. What is the first column of the simplex table? It is xb. You see here, this is what the simplex table 1 I have formulated, and this is what xb, and y1 y2 y3 y4 y5 you have y3 y4 and y5. These are the additional vectors I have considered. Only y1 y2 I have written, remaining values also I am writing here. Remaining all the costs are zeros except y5, it is -1. In the basis we have y3 y5, so therefore corresponding to the x3 and x5, therefore it is y3 y5. Corresponding the cost for y3 is vector y3 is it is 0, y5 is -1. And now xb is the first column we have to enter, that is 1 and 6, the values which is the initial basic feasible solution we have calculated. That is what xb is equal to b inverse b. It is the value we got 1 and 6, and y1 y2 y3 y4 y5, these are the values we are substituting from this particular equations or matrix. You can write 2 1 1 4, 2 1 1 4, you write in vector y1 y2 1 4. This is 1 0, and this is y4, it is 0 -1, and this is what 0 1. Hope these are the values of the coefficients x1 x2 x3 x4 x5, which are y1 y2 y3 y4 y5. So now you have to calculate z star. What is z star? 0 into 1, it is 0, -1 into 6, so it is -6, right? And zj minus cj, it is cb yj minus cj. 0 into 2 for y1, -1 into 1, -1 minus 0, that is -1. And come to the next, 0 into 1, 0, 0, -1 into 4, plus -4, -4, -4 minus 0, so answer is -4. 0 into 1, -1 into 0, -0, 0, 0 into 0, -1 into 1, -1, plus 1, -0, it's 1, 0 into 0, -1 into 1, -1, -1, minus of minus plus 1, minus of -1, plus 1, so that is 0. So you see the net evaluations you observe again. for y3 and y5, the net evaluation must be 0. y3 net evaluation 0, y5 net evaluation 0. These are the basis matrix 1, 0, 0, 1. So y3, y5. This is what the calculation of ZJ minus CJ net evaluations -1, -4, 0, 1, 0. So in which apply simplex procedure, in which the most there are two negatives here, -1 and -4, in which the most negative is -4. Therefore you indicate arrow mark and corresponding vector y2 enters. That is from one table to another table you have to write. These are the particular columns, that is points you have to write. Therefore y2 enters into the basis. Enters means enters into the basis. This is what the first calculation we have calculated. And thereafter what we have to write. So corresponding to the elements you have to observe the signs of 1 and 4, elements 1 and 4, the signs are positive. If any of all are less than or equal to 0, negative and 0, then it is an unbounded solution. Here it is both are positive, therefore you have to calculate minimum ratio. What is the formula of minimum ratio? Minimum of XBI divided by YIR, where YIR is greater than 0. This is what the minimum ratio formula. And minimum of what is XBI? It is 1 and 6. What is YIR? It is 1 and 4. So 1 by 1, minimum of it is 1 by 1 and 6 by 4. These are the values here. So 1 by 1 is 1, 6 by 4 is more than 1, that is greater than 1. So therefore 1. 1 corresponding to which element? This is the element, it is round off the element. So you round off the same element there in the table. So here it is 1, 4. This is the what? This is what the pivotal element. I am putting star as well. So therefore this 1 corresponding to this 1, you observe the vector, it is y3. So therefore indicate here one another arrow marker. This is y3. Corresponding vector y3 leaves the basis. Therefore you can write, therefore y3 leaves the basis. Y3 leaves the basis. And the element 1 is pivotal element. Element 1 is pivotal element or leading element. This is what the points required here. y2 enters. After a simplex table, you have to identify and you have to keep these particular points in your mind. These are the points you have to keep in mind. That's very, very important. y2 enters, calculate minimum ratio and corresponding element you identify. And also you identify corresponding element in the simplex table, and now come and formulate and then you have to which vector is going to be leave the basis, you indicate in the table as well as you write here, and 1 is the pivotal element. Corresponding pivotal element you please note down. So these are the things we have finished, we have calculated after simplex table 1. So now we have to enter into the simplex table 2, and so that you see here the pivotal element is 1, you have to convert in terms of 1, that is convert to unity. It is already 1, so therefore operation is same. And the fourth, second, another element in its column, it is to be converted as 0. So therefore row operations I am taking, this is R1, this is R2. So R1 and R2 I have considered here. R1 dash and R2 dash I consider in the next simplex table. There exactly I do the operations and on which R1 dash, R2 dash, right? So you see in the simplex table 2, this is what simplex table 2, that I consider R1 dash and R2 dash are the two particular rows consider. And what you have to enter first as usual. So what are the changes? y3 leaves and y2 enters. So therefore the first vector y3 leaves. So and y2 instead of that y2 enters. And second vector y5 as it is. Write the costs here and put y3, y4, y5. There are 3 other columns you have. So and the cost here 0, 0, 0, 0 and cost for y5 is -1. So therefore you write down the cost here. y2 cost is 0, y5 cost is -1. Next, now you have to calculate remaining these. These are to be calculated from xb to y5. All the values are to be calculated with relevant row operations R1 dash, R2 dash. What are the row operations? R1 dash, it is to be considered as R1 because the pivotal element is going to be converted as unity. It is 1 obviously. It is 1 and you have to convert as 1. So therefore R1 dash is R1. 1, 2, 1, 1, 0, 0. So therefore it is 1, 2, 1, 1, 0, 0. This is what the elements in R1 dash. R1 dash is R1 since. And then R2 dash is, I have explained number of times, it is plus R2. First of all you have to write plus R2, and later, and then you have to multiply whatever the R1 dash which is entered first in the simplex table 2, that is R1 dash, it is entered first, and for which you have to multiply what the element is to be converted as unity. The element is 4. It is to be converted as unity. So therefore you have to multiply with minus 4. That is minus 4 into R1 dash plus R2. You do the operations, what you will get? You will get the respective values. I am noting down the values here. You please calculate with this operation. With this operation, you please calculate R2 dash. Minus 4 into R1 dash plus R2. You do the operations, and so that you will get the elements in the in R2 dash. What are the elements here? It is 2, it is minus 7, it is 0, it is minus 4, it is minus 1, and later on it is 1. So these are the elements we have you obtain with the calculations. Now again what you have to do? You have to calculate Z star. Z star you have to calculate. What is Z star? CBXB. CBXB, it is Z star. It is 0 into 1. It is minus 1 into 2. Hence it is minus 2. Minus 2. And ZJ minus CJ. The ZJ minus CJ values are here. CBYJ minus CJ. 0 and first of all y1. 0 into 2 plus minus 1 into 7. Minus 1 into minus 7 plus 7. 7 plus 0, 7. Minus 0, 7. Come to the next one, 0 into 1, minus 1 into 0, minus 0, it is 0. Come to the next one, 0 into 1, minus 1 into minus 4, plus 4 minus 0, it's 4. Come to the next one, it is 0 into 0, minus 1 into minus 1, plus 1, minus 0, it's 1. 0 into 0, minus 1 into 1, minus 1, minus 1, minus of minus 1, plus 1, so it is 0. So these are the net evaluations 7, 0, 4, 1, 0. You see, in all net evaluations ZJ minus CJ are greater than or equal to 0, but Z star is equal to minus 2, and one artificial vector appears on the basis. This is what case 3. This is what case 3. What is case 3? One artificial vector appears on the basis at non-zero level, that is y5. Appears on the basis at non-zero level, that is 2. Corresponding entry is non-zero. It is not 0. If it is 0, it is degenerate solution. The corresponding and Z star is less than 0. Z star is maximized. Z star is equal to, I write the case here, maximize Z star is equal to, Z star is less than 0, and one artificial vector y5 appears in the basis, at non-zero level, and all Zj minus Cj are greater than or equal to 0. Net evaluation is greater than or equal to 0. So in this case, the current solution, in this case, the given LPP has an infeasible solution, does not possess any feasible solution. In this case, the given LPP, linear programming problem, has an infeasible solution. No particular feasible solution. This is called infeasible solution. So hence it is what the problem, when you have studied the case, you have to see the Z star value and all net evaluations, and you have to see the what is the level, either we can call non-zero level and a positive level, and 0 level. There are two particular cases you may get. If you consider either in the case non-zero level, you can also write the positive level. Okay, this is what positive level you can write. So that is corresponding entry in y in xb, that is here. This is what the element here corresponding to y5, the artificial vector, it is 2. This is called positive level. and if it is 0, it is 0 level. So you can call 0 level a non-zero level or positive level. So with this, whenever the z star is less than 0, all negative valuations are greater than or equal to 0, one artificial vector still appears on the basis at positive level or non-zero level, and then in such a case, given LPP has an infeasible solution. Infeasible solution. This is what the problem solution of the problem. It is no solution, that is infeasible solution for the given linear programming problem in two-phase method. Thank you.